Bureau Chief Anas Malik joining us on the broadcast. What's the latest that you're gathering from that meeting, the second meeting of the National Security Committee that's underway now, Anas?
Well, after lasting for about 2 hours and 40 minutes, the National Security Committee meeting has just concluded, and right in front of me I can see the carcade of perhaps the naval or the air chief is passing by. Just right in front of me, I'm standing in the Parliament of Pakistan. Right behind me is the joint session of the Pakistani Parliament that is ongoing. The Pakistani Foreign Minister has also just arrived, and he's currently working his way inside to the Parliament, where he'll be making the policy statement very shortly on the decisions taken in this National Security Committee meeting. But on the agenda was basically it was more focused on Pakistan-India ties post the abrogation of Article 378 in Indian administered Kashmir. But overall, the Pakistani side has been deliberating on how to take things forward diplomatically, whether they have to step down the mission, whether they have to reduce the strength, whether the High Commissioner of India in Pakistan would be sent back, whether the Pakistani mission in Delhi would be run solely by a Deputy High Commissioner level officer or a Councillor level officer. Also on the agenda was trade and shutting down a Wagah border, that whether Pakistan can possibly shut down all of its trade with India regardless. Also on what else was on the agenda was how to raise this matter on international forums. We've been seeing that there have been fiery speeches in this very parliament as well, that is right behind me, which have been calling for that Pakistan should cut off diplomatic ties with India. So a lot was on the agenda, and in a short while from now, the Pakistani Foreign Minister has arrived here. He was right here just some few moments ago. The National Security Committee meeting has formally concluded. It was an unprecedented meeting, second meeting within a span of a week time. Last such meeting we saw that such back-to-back meetings was called was post Pulwama and after the Balakot incident as well. So unprecedented meeting, and what the conclusions or what decisions have been made, the Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi is to announce about them very shortly, right behind me in the Parliament of Pakistan. Yes, Molly.
All right, so a lot of domestic compulsions also, of course, playing out, Anas, after opposition quarters had pressurized the government to engage in discussions on Kashmir. But this, of course, is the latest indication that Pakistan has been left rattled. Its nervosity has come to the forefront yet again after India's Article 370 move. And this is the second meeting which has taken place in a week's time, as you're calling it. This is an unprecedented move that's been taken by Pakistan.
Well, yes, a lot to do is with domestic consumption as well, but Pakistan says that it is a party to the Kashmir conflict as well, and it says it's not just limited to the Indian-administered Kashmir, but Pakistan says that it would like to talk about the Pakistan-administered Kashmir as well, by and large. So that is the key problem, and that is why we saw some protest all along the major capitals, provincial capitals in Pakistan, following the move by India. The Pakistani Foreign Minister, he wrote to the OIC. There was a meeting of the OIC as well yesterday in Jeddah, an emergency meeting. The Pakistani Prime Minister has made calls to the Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, to Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad. In fact, yesterday he also spoke to Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi Crown Prince as well. So he's been trying to garner or gather support to whatever Pakistan's move would be. Yesterday, Pakistan's permanent representative in the United Nations, Maliha Lodi, she also met the President of the United Nations Security Council. Pakistan clearly has been deliberating on what could possibly the way forward. Pakistani Prime Minister yesterday had made a statement that they are deliberating of going to the International Criminal Court as well, because what he said that India, as of the Pakistani Prime Minister, that India has quote-unquote violated its own constitution and the UNSC resolutions as well. So by and large, a lot to do before Pakistan goes internationally. Pakistan would want that it would have some support or some backing, because remember, if Pakistan takes this issue to the United Nations Security Council, out of the P5, the five UNSC members, at least 4 are those which are strategically close to India, and only one is strategically close to Pakistan, that is China. So if Pakistan, let's suppose, moves to the United Nations Security Council, right, and any of India's allies, that could be France or the UK or even the United States, vetoes the move, what would Pakistan's position? And Pakistan would be left red-faced disgraced or embarrassed, and that is exactly what the Pakistani Prime Minister is trying to do. He's trying to avoid a further international embarrassment. The reason he's huddled up, he's been consulting and he's been making telephone calls as well. It is also hinted that he can possibly go and do some emergency trips to major capitals as well and try to gather them on board as well with regards to the Pakistani narrative on the abrogation of Article 370 in Indian administration.